I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Tuesday, July the 2nd, brought to you in part by Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. They focus on arthritis and orthopedic issues for your joints, back, and neck. And 60% of their patients are farmers and ranchers. If you've got problems like this, you might want to check into them, guys, rather than surgery. For more information, go to kansasrmc.com. Also, Beaver County Stockyards taking the week off. They're closed this Tuesday, so won't be having a sale. If you've been watching social media, you've seen some videos that's been coming out from Beaver, just to kind of show people what's going on around there, because they are in such an isolated part of the country there and very rural. Those videos are a lot of fun and showing people what's going on there at Beaver, Oklahoma. But I did talk to Lane Conkle, and he's said that they're going to have a lot of big yearlings, a lot of loads of big yearlings next Tuesday. They'll have another 3,500 to 4,000 head for next Tuesday, and that's a typical run for them. But if you're interested in looking for a place to market your cattle or a place to buy good cattle, check out Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma. Big Bang, the primetime livestock video's biggest video sale of the year through Joplin Regional Stockyards is today, here today on Tuesday, July the 2nd. It's the Big Bang sale. They've been having it for several years. They're going to have over 52,000 head of feeder cattle on there, a lot of green grass yearlings on there, a lot of long strings of them, guys. And they're going to be holding that at Kansas Crossing Casino in Pittsburgh, Kansas. They are the foremost livestock market there in the four-state area. So they used to have it at Downstream, and they may have it there again. But last year and this year, they're having it at Kansas Crossing Casino in Pittsburgh, Kansas. If you're in that area, they invite you to come over. You may not get a free lunch out of Jackie every day, but you can get it today. Right there at Kansas Crossing Casino at 11:30, going to be serving lunch, and then the sale starts promptly at 1. If you can't get there, get on to DVAuction.com. You can view and bid all of those cattle there on the Big Bang sale, and it's usually a humdinger. I mean, I know we've got a lot of big videos coming up here, but most of them have not yet happened. We did have the Blue Stem special there a few days ago, but with the kind of numbers that they're handling here at the Big Bang, it'll be a really good test of your summer yearling market there. So check it out on DVAuction.com. We did have another all-time record high fat cattle 5 area weighted average on your fed cattle market for last week. I didn't think that we would get there, but we just didn't have that much trade, and the Southern Plains had traded quite a bit, especially Kansas, early on Friday, but they didn't continue to trade all that many later on Friday, so it didn't drag that thing down. And we had another all-new record high of all time, guys. Fed cattle 5 area weighted average price negotiated, and it's 195.81, almost a buck higher than the previous week. So that's something to be excited about. The dressed weighted average on steers was an all-time record high at 313.47 also. So I mean, things are still great. Don't let these summer days and the heat and the doldrums get you down, because things are still going really well, guys. But good fat cattle trade, although we didn't see the big volume. And I told you I didn't think we would see a big volume there, and it was kind of a cluttered up trade there late last week, and a lot of guys didn't really know what the market was. Everybody wanted $2 a pound. Some of them got it, some of them turned them down, and some of them never got it offered. So, and that's in the northern plains. Of course, your southern plains were just down there at mostly 190, but pretty good fat cattle market right now. And your board does not support it. Of course, your board only tracks the Southern Plains market, and nobody's completely sure what that is. And now we've rolled over to August live cattle futures. That's our spot, and it's trading a long ways back, $15 back, what our Northern Plains market is, but about $5 plus back of what our Southern Plains market is, and I'm not sure where the board is seeing all this pressure, all this bearishness at, because we still got really tight supplies of market-ready cattle. I know it's hot, and I know the market usually goes down in the dog days of summer, but I'm not sure it's going to happen now. We've never seen it like this with our numbers of cows and bulls so tight. Bulls bringing up around and over $2 a pound. Old bulls, used up bulls through your sale barns, and good cows selling up to 150 and even over 160 in a lot of these sale barns around. We did have something that stirred a lot of talk that happened on Monday. The Cargill beef plant in Dodge City, Kansas ended up being dark most of the day on Monday, or all day on Monday, and they're expecting it's probably going to be dark all day on Tuesday also. And it looks to me like they're really going to have to perform some miracles to get it going back on Wednesday. Of course, that hurts things a little bit, and I think that probably had something to do with your board on Monday. But they had a roof, not the whole roof, but they had one section of roof that caved in at the Cargill plant, the XL plant in Dodge City, Kansas, because they had 4 inches of rain that come all at once. They don't get rains like that in Dodge City, Kansas very often, and they did have a caving in of a roof there, and so I'm not sure how much damage it did. It didn't hurt anybody, so they should be able to get that thing propped back up and get to rolling again for sure by Wednesday anyway. But still coming to you from San Marcos, Texas, down here at the Independent Cattlemen's Association of Texas. And on Monday morning we had the annual golf tournament, and that was a big time. Played in a foursome and included Justin Tupper and his wife. And I hate to talk shit about people, but they come all the way down here from St. Ann, South Dakota, and then I literally had to carry them all over that golf course down in San Marcos, Texas, and it was like 97, 98 degrees, 90% humidity. And I'm not a young man anymore. It's hard on me to carry people around that golf course like that. But I was a little bit disappointed in my girlfriend Gina. It was her first time to play golf, and she's usually a natural at everything, but it looks like it's going to take quite a few lessons for her to be able to pick up that skill, and I'm not sure there's enough lessons out there for her to be able to pick it up. But I did have my best shot, or the closest I've ever had to a hole-in-one, on number 15 at Kissing Tree Golf Course in San Marcos, Texas. Left it just about 2 foot out, and if you looked at that ball mark there, I nearly drained it on the fly, guys. But anyways, it was a good time had by all. My friend Chuck Kiker from Beaumont, Texas, he was there and played. They had to give him oxygen as he come off of the golf course because of the heat and humidity, but I saw him later in the day on Monday sitting at the bar, and he looked like he was going to be okay. Brad Cotton, another buddy of mine, he's finally made it on premises now. He's the president of ICA of Texas, and looking forward to spending some time with him. And we're on Monday evening, we're going to a dinner, going to have Sid Miller speak to us, which is a lot of fun. He's a great speaker, and he's kind of a hoot there. And then going to have Texas music legend Gary P. Nunn performing for us. So looking forward to all that. Let's talk about your board on Monday to open the week. August live cattle futures down $1.15 at 184.27. October was down 72 cents at 184.15. Your back months were down 35 cents to down $1.17. And like I say, I think a lot of that had to do with the roof collapse there in Dodge City, Kansas. But what's that got to do with what's going on, months down the road? And then on your feeder cattle, of course, your live cattle sucked it down. August feeder cattle were down $1.92 at 257.37. September down 170 at 257.95. And your back months were all down pretty big too, at 182 to 202 lower. That's not a great gift for Jackie Moore and the boys down there at the Big Bang sale happening today, but it may prop back up here on Tuesday. We'll see. Your Chicago Board of Trade corn futures up 1 penny at 3.98 1/4 a bushel. Beans up 9 cents at 11.59 1/2. Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 15 1/4 at 6.02 3/4. Your weighted average on last week's negotiated fat cattle trade out of your 5-area feeding region totaled 55,700 head, which is kind of disappointing there. With the overall average of the market being higher, you would have liked to have seen a little bit more trade there, but that 55,700 compared to 61,400 the previous week and just 45,300 the same week a year ago. Live sales on fat steers and heifers in your 5-area feeding region ranged from $1.88 to $2 a pound, and that was steady to $1.50 higher. And like I mentioned earlier, your new all-time record live steer weighted average price in your 5-area negotiated is $195.81. That was 97 cents higher than the previous week. Dress sales, fat steers and heifers in your 5-area range from $3.06 to $317.50. That was $1 to $3.50 higher, and a new steer weighted average dress price there in your 5-area at $313.47. That was up $2.92, so a big gain there. Nationwide, we sold 68,900 head negotiated last week in the whole country. That compares to 73,400 the previous week and 53,500 the same week a year ago. Of the 68,900, about 28% of those sold for the 2 to 4 week delivery there, but you know, they can say they're going to do that, but they'll get hungry for them and they'll call for them earlier. They've been doing that right along. Negotiated grid sales last week were 46,400 head. Forward contracting was a bit bigger than it's been, so maybe people think we're getting close to the top of this market. It was 27,600 head. Formula sales last week, 271,500 head. Of your 4 out of 5 areas in the 5-area that we get information from, Iowa sold 26,200 negotiated last week. Nebraska sold only 11,200. That's really, really light for them. Kansas sold more than Nebraska. You never see that. 13,300 head negotiated sales in Kansas last week, and Texas had 5,100. Box beef cutout values were higher to start the week here in a holiday week. Choice cuts $329.18 up $286. Selects up $191 at $306.41. Your slaughter $115,000. That's exactly the same as they had the same point a week ago, and quite a bit lower than what we had the same week a year ago. But you want to talk about what else is going on? We've got an all-new advertiser here, new sponsor. We want to give them plenty of love. I talked to the guy there and seemed like a really great guy down in Kentucky. It's Green River Posts, and they've been in business since 1987 down there in Kentucky. What they do is they produce pressure-treated southern pine fencing posts, guys. They're treated with CCA, 2.40 retention with a 25-year warranty on them. Ask about their summer truckload special, guys. You know, they really got top quality posts. You guys that's got a lot of fence to build, you know you need those good posts. I'm talking to you, Toby Myers. But if you want more information about them, go to greenriverpost.com for their website and get a lot more information. Talk about your feeder cattle market on this Monday for the holiday week. Real-time index on DVAuction based on an 800-pound cash auction steer up through your middle 12 states. 259.48 late on Monday. That was up 282, and you think, God, was it that great on the few sales that they had on Monday? No, but we dropped off last Monday. If you remember, especially on our big commodity sales, they were quite a bit lower last Monday. Well, we dropped those sales off of that 7-day moving average, and then with the higher prices we saw middle of last week, propped that index up quite a bit. Your latest CME cash feeder cattle index is 258.60. Big sales on Monday. Joplin Regional Stockyards, Carthage, Missouri had 6,600. They started at 4 a.m. Feeder steers steady to $4 higher. Feeder heifers were very uneven. Then on the calves, the weaned and back to vaccinated calves had really good demand. Balling calves, unweaned soft calves, not so much demand there on Monday at Joplin, but pretty good sale there, especially for a holiday week. And guys got a lot of big yearling steers for sure, sold even higher than what they've been. So they got to feel pretty lucky about that. Don't forget about the Big Bang video sale here today on Tuesday, starting at 1 o'clock on DVAuction. Joplin was your National Beef Wire stick-out sale of the day. And you look at this automated market report through Cattle Market Central and look at your best tested weights. How about 602 head of 5-weight steers, average 551 with a weighted average price of $291.98. 510 head of 6-weight steers, average 646 at $274.56. There were 487 head of 7-weight steers, they averaged 743 at $253.95. 1,067 head of 8-weight steers in Joplin Regional Stockyards on Monday. They averaged 857, weighted average price 251 and a quarter, and 1,085 head of 9-weight steers averaged 942 at 241.78. How about some heifer weights that were well represented? How about 659 head of 5-weight heifers in Joplin, average 555 at 269.29. 432 head of 6-weight heifers, average 651 at 244.53. And 638 head of 7-weight heifers, average 772 at 237.36. Really good sale there, especially for a holiday week at Joplin Regional Stockyards. Few other places had some sales, and they were mostly kind of specials. Let's look at some individual quotes. How about Perham Stockyards in Perham, Minnesota? 53 steers way up there in the upper Midwest, weighed 720 and bring 297.75. Really impressive quote. And then several quotes that were the most impressive of the day as far as high prices. There is your Macrocent No BS top quote for the day. It was the Green City Livestock Market yearling special that happened on Monday, and they had a lot of impressive quotes there, including 97 steers that weighed 630, bring 318.50. A little bigger, 77 steers weighed 710 at 301.50. A little bigger yet, how about 63 steers weighed 829 at 273? And a little bigger yet, how about 62 steers weighed 909 pounds at 264 and a quarter? Not going to be with you anymore this week because of the holiday, and there's just not many sales going to be happening, not a lot going on, but we'll be back with you next Monday, and that's your feeder flash for Tuesday.